This weekend on CCX News, almost done. The lengthy construction project that's coming to an end in Plymouth's city center. A massive road construction project near Plymouth City Hall kicked off last spring. For drivers, it has been an inconvenience to say the least. But as I found out, the end is near. For the last 4 months, getting around Plymouth Boulevard has been challenging, according to folks who frequent this area.
We were talking to some friends at the synagogue, and they're like, oh yeah, you have to go this way and this way and this way. And so I'm glad that I had that conversation with them because, yeah, we went past here, looped around, and okay.
Since June, streets, sidewalks, and intersections on this stretch of road between Highway 55 and Rockford Road have all been undergoing a massive transformation that folks, for better or for worse, have had to accept.
You have to be, I think, even keel about these things, right? Like, anytime something better happens, there's inconvenience.
Once it's all said and done, Plymouth city officials say this project will help make this area easier to walk, ride your bike, and drive your car, thanks to the addition of 4 roundabouts.
Roundabouts help with traffic calming. They slow down vehicles. They make it easier for pedestrians and bikers to navigate the corridor. We're excited about adding these roundabouts and beautifying this corridor.
The construction forced the city to cancel its annual parade, and people have had to find detours to access the surrounding businesses.
Yeah, I want to thank the residents and visitors for their patience during this project. This has been a pretty inconvenience for some people that visit.
However, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Construction crews have made significant progress, and this phase of the project will be wrapping up in 2 weeks. Which means that folks will be able to access City Hall from Rockford Road while crews work on the last phase of construction near the post office. The goal is to finish by the end of November.
We'll be celebrating Thanksgiving on a brand new road, yes.
The city of Osseo is looking at a new partnership to operate its proposed municipal cannabis store. An investor called Red Pine Group spoke to the city council this past week. It's offering to buy real estate and pay the upfront costs to operate a store for the city. In this agreement, Osseo would get 25% of the store's profits. It's estimated that it could bring $500,000 to the city each year. It's unclear if state law will allow for the arrangement, but the council was supportive.
For me, it really breaks down to just the upfront capital expense. I mean, it's just, you can't look past that. You know, there's definitely aspects of this, and we talked about it, sometimes when it sounds too good to be true, it is, and sometimes it's not.
The city's attorney is going to look through Red Pine's proposal and bring back new language to the council at its next meeting. If you think the start of fall has been unusual, you'd be correct. September went down as the warmest and second driest on record. At Lined Greenhouse in Maple Grove, experts encourage you to keep an eye on your plants and make sure they get enough water. This includes your big trees. Only 1/3 of an inch of rain fell here in the northwest suburbs in September, a big change after a very rainy summer.
80 degrees was the average high in September. Never. Going back to the late 50s has it been that warm.
Fall colors are turning later this year due to the warmer temperatures. Speaking of trees, a tree sale is underway in Brooklyn Park to help make up for the loss of ash trees. There's an estimated 40,000 ash trees in the city, and all of them are at risk of dying in the next 5 to 10 years.
Brooklyn Park was already kind of on the lower end of the spectrum compared to other cities of our size in the region. So we were already underserved with tree cover, and now we're losing all these trees on top of it. So it's a huge issue.
For the sale, each tree costs $40, and Brooklyn Park residents can purchase up to 3. 16 different tree varieties are available. The sale closes October 9th. The Twin Cities Marathon is on Sunday, a day full of inspiration and powerful stories. Emily Haugen shares the story of one Maple Grove man who is inspired to run.
Come on, buddy. Let's go. We're going to go for a run.
3 days a week, Tom Perry heads out the door for his workout, often with Otto by his side. It's something he's done many times before, since 1975.
Just get on your shoes, run out the door, and you're free.
He doesn't make it easy on himself. Each step helps him meet a benchmark.
Everything I have is a goal, so I always try and achieve different goals. Some are really ridiculous.
This is my finish of the 8th time through the 50 states.
One of those goals is to rack up the number of marathons run. Twin Cities will be his 711th. Of that long list, many of those races are ran as a pacer. He helps others meet their goals.
It's been a huge, huge thing to help people just finish their first marathon, finish their first 5K, anything. It just puts a smile on my face that they get to smile.
Tom's crossed the globe for races many, many times. But as he battled personal records and changing altitudes, he started another personal battle in July 2019.
With my diagnosis, I'm not guaranteed the next one. So if something happens to me or health-wise and all that, I treasure the next one. So that's what I always say now. My next one's my favorite one.
Tom was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer 5 years ago, but he was determined. It didn't slow him down from striving for what's next with a sport he calls his salvation.
Sunday will be my 216th marathon since my stage 4 diagnosis, and I'm just going to keep on going.
Today still, he's pounding the pavement and still racing nearly every weekend.
My 9th time of the 50 states is important, but it's more important that I put a smile on that person's face that I paced.
Every step, every race, every connection is a love letter to the sport that saves him every day.
I'm in no hurry to get to my funeral. I want to be late.
In 2019, Tom was given 3 to 5 years to live. He hit 5 years in July 2024 and is still going strong.
Maple Grove boys soccer has had a terrific year so far. The Crimson head into the postseason with a 14-0-1 record. For one Maple Grove senior captain, his soccer journey has been connected to his family since he can remember. Chaz Moots has more in this week's CCX Sports Spotlight.
Welcome to Crimson Stadium, everyone. On game night at Maple Grove High School, it's not hard to spot out Frank Miller.
Try to be, like that spark of energy, get the guys going pregame.
A senior middle back for the Maple Grove boys soccer team, number 1 for the Crimson, is one of a kind.
Here comes Sano.
Ooh. You can tell because when other teams don't have him, they almost get stunned, I think, when he walks on the field and they're like,
and then Miller.
Who is this guy?
Just the energy he brings, it's contagious. At certain times does he take it to a level that where we're like, even as coaches, like, whoa type thing, but 99% of the time it's positive. He gets the guys going, he gets us going.
Frank's voice goes beyond just his own team. The leader of the student section at football games. That's Frank, the guy behind the MG Party Zone Instagram account.
There must be some Crimsons in the atmosphere.
That's Frank. And who possibly was the ringleader in getting this crowd of students to a Crimson soccer game?
He had this whole side pretty much full just because he got all the teams behind him.
Miller getting a tackle there.
Yep, that's Frank.
Maybe a little bit crazy, but we're getting the guys going.
1, 2, 3, Crimson!
Embracing the role as the guy that's always bringing the juice is one that Frank has inherited from his biggest role models.
That's something that both my older brothers did, and that's something I try to give appreciation to them because, they kind of gave that to me. They kind of showed me that style of leadership, just getting the guys going no matter what.
Both Charlie and Teddy Miller were middlebacks for the Crimson.
Charlie Miller lining it up on the free kick.
Before Frank was on the pitch, he was on the sidelines watching them.
Times I'd ball boy a lot of the games. I probably ball boyed over like 40 MGFC games. I got 2 bullies for brothers. They're always pushing me around, always keeping me tough, but I'm super grateful for that.
Those leadership qualities and competitiveness shaped Frank into the player he is today. But the Miller boys' first love of soccer comes from the voice of Maple Grove soccer.
Starting at defense, number 1, Captain Frank Miller.
Let's go!
Sean Miller, their dad, who played for the Minnesota Gophers and won 2 high school state championships at Madison West in Wisconsin.
Oh, I love him. He's the best. He's the best of the best, man. Every stadium we go to, no one matches Sean Miller's announcer energy.
Frank might have learned the sport of soccer from his dad and built his toughness from his brothers, but his first coach was his mom, Lori, in 4U soccer. 13 years later, Frank and the Crimson have been on a tear. going unbeaten in the regular season with 14 wins and 0 losses. Defensively, Frank and his back line have only allowed 7 goals all season.
He's definitely a physical guy, man. He always loves a challenge. I think that's his favorite part of the game. Getting stuck in, winning a 50-50.
In his time in the Maple Grove boys soccer program, Frank's made a big impact with his leg, but maybe an even bigger impact with his personality.
I saw him the other day between halftime. We were like, Frank, I got in here for the team talk, and he's over here chatting with some of the 7th and 8th graders that came to support our game. He connects with the whole program, and it goes a long ways.
And before his time is up, Frank wants nothing more than to bring home a first ever state championship to Maple Grove for his team and for his family.
It's all come to my senior year, right? This is the pinnacle. This is it. This is all I got left, and it's all my family's got left. So to win a state championship this year, for me and my family, it would just be absolutely huge. It'd be like the whole family's winning a state championship if I won it this year.
Miller also runs track for the Crimson. After he graduates from high school, he plans on beginning his career in real estate. For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.